Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to stream. I hello Cherry. I read your comment and I glanced over what happened to Spotify. I glanced over and saw that Penelope Scott's about the artist like picture had changed. My camera down. Her about the artist picture had changed and I was like, "Wait, did she release something new?" Yes. She released a new album 4 days ago and I missed it because I don't have notifications on Spotify on my phone and it didn't tell me. Oh my God. Wait. Okay, no, this is just a single. Okay. The new album. Water Dogs, released 4 days ago. We haven't had a new album like this since Mysteries for Rats in 2023, which I'm not going to lie to you. Or no. Did I miss Mysteries for Rats? Wait, which one of these was I? Gross, time of my life. Yeah, okay. So Mysteries for Rats and Girls Night are two EPs that came out in 2023 that I'm not going to lie to you, I was not very huge on. I was not very huge on either of these. I loved Gross. I can't remember. There was one, I believe, from Girls Night that I was a fan of. I do not remember which one it was. I'll have to look back. But the point is, new Penelope Scott album. I know what I'm doing after stream. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to stream. I don't have any plans for today. I've been wanting to stream for a few days, but I've just been so fucking busy that I haven't had the time. Y'all will be happy to know that I cleaned my bathroom for the first time in ages today. I'm getting like I'm getting through quite a big pile of laundry. Kind of making my room walkable again. My room was so messy after I got home from Japan that I like simply could not walk through it, and I injured myself getting out of bed yesterday. I cut my leg on my bed frame because I misstepped and I stepped on something and my foot slid and I cut my leg. So I was like, fuck it. That like it is now beyond control. Like I need to get this shit figured out. But yes, so I'm finally getting something started on that. I was busy on the weekend and then yesterday. Wait, what day is it? It's Tuesday, isn't it? It's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, okay, it's Tuesday. Yesterday I was hanging out with some buds. Over the weekend I've just been really focused on running deliveries. For those of you who do not know, I have a day job and then I also do deliveries like for delivery apps. And if I have until Friday to make 20 deliveries. I do about 2 hours. About 2 to 3 hours is kind of my limit before I start, crashing out. For literally any reason at all. Sometimes because I'm hungry, sometimes because I'm just like not having great luck. But usually, about 2 to 3 hours is kind of my limit. But if I can get like 20 deliveries done before Friday, allegedly, according to the app, I can get a $200 bonus. So I'm working hard towards that. I owe a bit of money from the trip. And then also I'm getting a cat soon. That's my big news. I'm getting a cat soon. Last week I was able to meet her for the first time. She's so fucking cute. I'm so excited. But I'm taking her into a vet appointment on the 29th and they said that would cost me about $200. So I'm trying to get that bonus. I'm trying to grind as much money as I can. Because I need to pay rent, girl. Oh God, vacations aside, rent does not stop. And I gotta get that rent money in. But yeah, so I've just been really busy. Yeah, well, cat moment. Hogs in chat if you love pussy. Haha. Yeah, that's just kind of why I've been sort of like missing, but not to worry. I kind of while we're here, while I'm sitting here looking at Spotify, I kind of want to make a playlist. Not like I want to make a stream playlist, not because it's like copyright free, but because it has like music with like music I know I can play that's like a minimal cringe, so that like you guys have a good mix to listen to. So I'm not like, today we're listening to the gay playlist or today we're listening to the hip hop playlist. What if? Hear me out. The hip hop playlist and the gay playlist could live in harmony on one stream playlist. I've had many stream playlists throughout the years. I always like to make new ones. New stream playlist. Flatlist playlist. I'm just gonna add. You know what? I'm gonna add everything that we listened to today. So basically, Penelope Scott's entire discography. New stream playlist. Let's see. What should we add? Definitely Baby Tonight. Let me keep playing shit while we're here. While I'm adding. There we go. Perfect. Now we have soundtracks so you guys aren't bored. So now you're not just watching me do shit. Definitely the Sukis. I love the Sukis. I've been so into the Sukis for the last couple years. I wanted to do a cover of Becca as like my first like song cover, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm gonna do. You should add something by Vivid Bad Squad or Night Court. I'm insane. Night Court at 2500. I'm insane. Is there anything by Vivid Bad Squad that I like? Give me a second. Vivid Bad Squad. I forgot I can't read this. God. Let me say something about Project Sakai, okay? I'm gonna I've already established on this channel that I'm not like the biggest fan ever of Project Sakai. Let me tell you, like, the number one reason why that is because the Vocaloid tuning in Project Sakai is absolute garbage. Like, it's so bad. Genuinely disappoints me. But however, I'm not entirely opposed to giving the music a chance because I did play the game for a little bit when it first came out. So obviously it's come a long way in those years following. Oh yeah, music. I was playing music. Okay, here's something I really want to do. I really want to do a karaoke stream. I really want to sing for a stream. I don't have the greatest singing voice, but I just think it'll be fun. And besides, it was a reward for the last like donathon that I did. One of the goals was the singing stream, and I just still haven't done it. The problem with that is I've got like a weird audio thing that I have to figure out where like whenever I play music and I like sing along to it a little bit because I'm feeling it, it's always like the music is always a few seconds ahead of me, and like the obvious solution, like the first result Google solution hasn't really worked out. So I need to tinker with it longer than I believe. I think longer than I have. God, longer than I think. Fuck that shit. Longer than I have been. But I never think to. I think that's what I was trying to say. I need to tinker with it longer, but I just never think to until like I go to stream and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I gotta fix that issue. Once I can fix the auditorial dissonance, the karaoke stream is back on. I am subjecting you all to my subpar singing. The Chapel-Roan, the Chapel-Roan ship, the Chapel-Roan Titanic only very recently struck the Pippi Cerebrum iceberg, so to say. But it did strike pretty hard, I'm not going to lie to you. Oh yeah, I was working on this playlist. I really love like black alt rock. It makes me happy. It combines a lot of things that I already love about music. A second Chapel-Roan's hit Pippi de Ananas. So basically, I was a big fan of Penny Parker, and then I started listening to Chapel-Roan, and a second gay icon has struck the Pippi de Ananasa. When it comes to like I think my favorite artist right now is definitely Tom the Mailman. Tom the Mailman has been my favorite for like a good year or so. Um, Honestly, okay, so I used to be a kind of person where I couldn't explain to you why this is. Um, but whenever, even if I knew the music would be good, right? I used to have a thing where like whenever somebody recommended music or like I went to go explore new music, it would give me anxiety, um, for reasons that I just cannot explain. And I think it's been only since I've been friends with Common for the last like almost 3 years or so now, like 2.5 years, where that hasn't been happening to me, where I've just been really excited about exploring new music. And then like I think that's because like Common is so motivated. Like his entire world revolves around music, and so does mine. But mine like revolved around like familiar music. You know, I don't know why I got so intimidated um to just like listen to new shit. But there's also like the breadth of it, like everything that he listens to. It made me like, you know what? Like this is a cool thing. Like this is a cool way to view things, and I think I need to start doing that too. Um and yeah. Basically, that's how I stopped wanting to throw up every single time I looked into my friend's music taste. You'll have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. What am I doing here? I'm gonna try not to add too much what do you call it? Post-Soviet post-punk. I'm gonna try not to add too much post-punk to it. Because I'm a big post-punk fan. Um, but I do understand that a lot of it is just like droning vocals to like cool synths, and that can be very grating to a lot of people. So we're gonna keep it cool. We're gonna keep it with cool people music. Oh yes, Lent by Otto Hart. Obviously. Okay, do you guys when you make playlists, how do you organize them? Do you just keep them in the order that you just keep it like in the order that you edited in, or do you like organize it by title? Because lately I've been organizing mine alphabetically. I say lately, over the last like year or so. Um I've been organizing all my playlists alphabetically. Um and the thing is like on Spotify at least, you can control how your playlists are sorted, right? But then I think whenever you send that playlist, um balls beautiful, whenever you send that playlist to somebody else on Spotify, like it shows them by default all the music in the order that you added it in. It looks all messy and gross. I beg people to either hit shuffle or like organize it alphabetically, or sometimes when I like make a playlist for a specific purpose, here's what I'll do. I will make the playlist, organize it alphabetically, and then I will add that entire like that organized alphabetical playlist to a new playlist so that by default all of the songs are from A to Z. Maybe I thought I'd be better off known. We have to add Rot by Penelope Scott. I'm at the phone charging stop and 5 different families are here. What do you have against family? I'm sorry if you're overwhelmed. I'm sorry that you've spent so much of your time there. Question though, not to sound insensitive, can't you just like go home? Does she like need you to like be there with her? Because you're just in the waiting room, aren't you? Uh oh, should I call my mom? Definitely. Yep. God, I want to cover this song so bad. Okay. I have plans. I'm not going to mention them, but I've been transcribing And the problem with me is like I need to share this with the person that I'm working on this project with. However, I think my transcription of these of these lyrics is just like so bad that I'm like afraid. I'm afraid to share with anybody. So I have to like urge myself to like make it as best as I can and then not be afraid of like criticism and just like remember that the whole reason why I you know want to work collaboratively with people is to like, you know, get advice on my shit. Like, okay, for example, Pathfinder. I'm supposed to be participating in a Pathfinder campaign just personally, you know, it's not going to be streamed or anything, but I'm supposed to be participating in a Pathfinder campaign with some friends. These friends are kind of new. Not like super duper new, but they're newer friends that I've had. It's a group that I don't hang out with like too much, but it's a crowd that I really like. So I made my character and it's my first time, right? So like my GM was like, "Hey, guys, share your character sheets with me before we start, so I can make sure everybody's filled them out correctly, right?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I shared mine with him, specifically asking for feedback, okay? Specifically asking, like, "Can you give me advice? Can you let me know, like, you know, if there's anything not filled out, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And so he came back to me and he was like, "So it looks like these aren't filled out yet. And then also, if you want to change this stat right here, it'll probably be better for your class, blah, blah, blah." For whatever reason, I got so fucking scared to read those messages, even though A, it was feedback that I specifically asked for that I know will like lead to me having a fun time playing the game. And B, I'm like, he wanted to see our character sheets early so that he could make sure everybody was on the same page at the start of the game because he's excited about the campaign. And for whatever, like even then I was like, I don't want to open these messages. I don't want somebody to perceive me being new at something. It was rough. I was in the trenches. But yeah, I did it. And then, oh my God. And then he was like, "Yeah, no, like otherwise it looks good. Like you're the first person to get me like a finished character sheet." And that made me worried all over again. Cause I was like, "Oh no, like what, like our session 0 has already passed. I'm the only one who's given a finished character sheet. Like what if nobody else comes through?" And like, I think I wrote a really good character, which like makes me so sad. I'm like, come on, please. Like, I think everybody else, when this idea was pitched, was like, "No, yeah, that sounds fun. Like, sure. Like, I'll play Pathfinder." But like for me, I was like, "Please, please, 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 please give me something to like invest my soul into again. Please don't leave me. Please let me prove myself as a good friend and a better writer and a creative force worth having around." And of course, I can't let anybody know that I feel that way. Because if people knew that I felt that way, then I would look weird and desperate, and I was gonna say equally as autistic as I probably am, but I'm not technically diagnosed, so I really shouldn't say that. Um, but like, it was, it's so rough. It's so rough. I don't want to look like, I don't, I don't want to look desperate, but I am really desperate. I have to look cool, you know? And sitting around being like, "Please, please like my character, please." And like that's not the look. All right, it's not the look. All right. We've gone through my big like my capital P hippie playlist. Now we have to work through the hip hop playlist. Um so let us just listen while we go. Um Let me see. There's okay. After I got into Kendrick Lamar, there's a lot of Kendrick on this playlist. I'm thinking of putting slightly less Kendrick on the um on the stream playlist. Um Wait. I need to order this by title. God. I'm such an amateur. All right. Yeah. I've been listening to a duo called Joey Valence and Bray lately that are just like, think like Gen Z Beastie Boys. Like their stuff is so goofy. I love it so much. What else? I'm into Biggie, but I feel like everybody, well, no, I shouldn't generalize, but like, I feel like Tupac and Biggie are like the answers when someone is like, hey, like what kind of like hip hop are you into? Like Tupac and Biggie are like the no shit answers. I love Zion I too. I'm really into Zion I. Just the way it is. And now, of course, if we don't let Frank Ocean into the stream playlist, I'm probably not even gay at that point. I can feel a sneeze coming. It's just oh, there it is. Fuck. Ugh. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. I have some music from the new Childish Gambino like album on here, but I can't remember which track is which. I'm not on a track name basis with this album yet. Which one is this? Do I want this one? Give along. No, I'm okay without this one. This song definitely, just because I love Joey Valence and Bray. Oh, Everyday Struggle is a good one. Yeah, this one definitely. Oh, I love the song. Meow, 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 meow. Let me see here. Oh, there's some Tom the Mailman on here that I didn't add from the first playlist. What's this one? Is this one the one that I think it is? Hmm? I don't know, but I do enjoy. I'm pretty sure I like this song enough to put it on. Hey, yeah, obviously. God. Not this one though. Hmm. Run DMC, obviously. Sorry if this is too boring. I'm just like there's a lot that I have to work on. As far as the channel is concerned. How do I say, like I've been thinking of like finally going on a schedule, but I'm not really sure what I want that schedule to be. And also I'm gonna be posting some VODs coming up here soon because I want April to kind of be the um I want April to kind of be the month of like finishing games. So like I'm gonna try to finish Undertale. And ooh, what was that one? What was the mod, the Ocarina of Time mod we were playing? God, what the fuck was that shit called? It was so peak. What was it called? Something chapter 2. God darn. You know what I'm talking about though, because it was iconic. Oh, Lithonia obviously goes on the fucking playlist. That shit's good. Oh, Machine Gun Funk, yes. I can always tell like what era a song comes from because the little like 3 dots to add it to the playlist is right next to the timestamp, and it'll be like a minute and 53 seconds, like 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and then like all the old ones will be like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy. and be like, oh, you know, they just don't make music like they used to, but like y'all can make your music a little bit longer if you want. Like, oh, Omnitrix. Here, I'll play this one for you. I love this song. Mm-hmm. Straight with extra pulp. This ain't a watch, this a Omnitrix. I can feel another sneeze. I can feel it. Mm. Mm. No sneeze. No sneeze. Thinking about girls and food, God, yes. And yes, girls. Food also. Food also. I'm in one of those like places where like I'm way too broke to be buying anything, but like I get hungry and I go downstairs and I just don't want any fucking thing in my kitchen, like nothing at all. So like obviously I need to correct that, but like I'm like fuck, like okay, I think the next thing we should add to the playlist is Penny Parker's entire discography because it is a requirement for absolutely every playlist that I make. I just click Penny Parker. Um I wish there was more food that I enjoyed, and more food that I enjoyed was always accessible to me no matter what. Yes. Oh my God. You said that, and for whatever reason, like I was absolutely annihilated with like an urge for ravioli, like cheese ravioli. Oh my God. From like '07. Right. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, we should look into Go Child too. Ooh, lasagna. Oh my God. I love, chat, how do you guys like your lasagna? I love mine extra cheesy. Um, like I love me some noodle and cheese. For me, like the meat and the sauce of a lasagna, those are like afterthoughts. Like, those like, yeah, they add to the flavor of my beautiful noodle cheese layer cake. You know what? Ruinous goes on. Ruinous is a banger. I love Undertale. I love Ruinous. I love Go Child. Deadlock, yes. I know Penny is quite critical of the mixing of Go Child music. But I love it. I do not care. Like the Masquerade, love that shit. I want to say the Masquerade is one of my favorite Go Child songs, and then oh, Atlanta. Atlanta is such a good one. Atlanta, Umami, Deadlock, classics, like certified fucking classics. Hey, wait, which song is this? Hold on, wait. Getting rusty. Oh yeah, no, this goes in the playlist too. Oh, Good Morning too. Basically the whole album. Basically the whole album. You feel it. The sneeze is coming. The sneeze is running at me. Macross 82.99. That's your next. Okay, probably this is first of all, this is a really good song. Secondly, my favorite song from Across 82.99 is probably Mizuno Ami. God, it's just delicious. It is such a good song. Yeah. This one. Cannot resist. Cannot resist this song. What off of A Million Miles Away am I looking for? No. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. We got a couple of Macross. We got some Macross up in here. Hello, do. We are building a stream playlist right now. And by we, I mean me, and I'm just talking you through it. We're hitting my city pop playlist next. Of course, we need Dress Down. We need Plastic Love. Wear Selfish High Heels. Give me that shit. You know what? The Austin Weber cover of Mamma Mia is fucking good. I love it. Get it on there. Get that shit on there. Give me some Girl in Red. Yep. Right now, I'm scrolling through a playlist called Her Royal Highness's Mega Mix that I made in high school. So it has like all of my high school jams. Patchwork Staccato. Oh, yeah, Cherry, if you're still here. Well, I don't know if she's listening, so I'm gonna stay quiet until she says she's back. I just ran into a really great example of like Vocaloid tuning versus Project Sakai tuning that we were talking about earlier. I actually just got back. Oh my god, I'm so good at this. I'm psychic. I'm a physic or something. Anyway, one of my favorite ways to illustrate god, yeah, you're just like Garfield. I can't even believe it. Thank God I'm streaming on a Tuesday right now. Anyway, one of my favorite examples to like illustrate like Project Sakai tuning versus like Vocaloid producer tuning, like someone who knows how to like tune for Vocaloid, is the song Patchwork Staccato. The way Miku sounds in Project Sakai Patchwork Staccato versus the original Patchwork Staccato by Toa. Oh my fucking god. Look how they massacred my girl. Like that shit is so unfair. Like it's a problem that would be so easily fixed if they just had like people on their team dedicated solely to like tuning the Vocaloids, but it's like they don't at all. And I'm like, ah! I'm so down with the concept. I'm so down with the concept of like, you know, the girlies are singing together with Hatsune Miku, but then I listen to it, I just can't get into it. Oh, I Want You by Savage Garden, that's going in the playlist. I'm gonna save all the Sonic music for my Sonic playlist. Turn It Into Love, definitely. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we'll throw Claro in there. We got some Claro. We'll throw the Butthole Surfers in there too. Fuck it. Why not? Get the DDR jams, GLKB, Make Magic. I'm just scrolling through here and just like, God, yeah. You know what? There are some times where I slow down. Oh my God. Oh my god, hello! Hi, how are you? Surfing on Butthole? Yeah. Surfing on Butthole, Shame of Life. I was big into Pepper and the Shame of Life as a child. Yeah, but anyway, sometimes I go back and I look at like the music that my younger self was listening to, and I'm like, you know what? I was right. I was right back then. These are bangers. Wait, what song is this? I do not remember this song. Oh, Secret Police. Fuck it, yeah. Fuck it, yeah. Hell yeah. Get some Jack Stauber in there too. Yup. Get some 80s jams in there too. Why not? Oh, Ichi Daiji by Polka Dot Stingray. Kills me on the inside. Gorillas, yes. This will just be like the playlist, you know? Oh, yes, there it is. Selfish High Heels. Sorry. I think I have a habit of like peeking my mic when people come in. Because Jerry said that once too. This is the Pippi viewer experience. some rando will peek her mic. Some girl you don't know will peek her mic when you roll into her stream. I'm tired. How are you? You know what? I'm also kind of tired, but I'm tired for like sleep schedule reasons. I really fucked it up, and like I got my first like semi-normal night of sleep last night. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are okay for you. Yeah, I'm building a playlist right now. So if you would like to stick around for that, we'd be happy to have you. MGMT, yes. Okay, let me say something. Let me make sure I get his name right though before I say anything. Okay, this is a message specifically to Japanese singer-songwriter Tatsuro Yamashita. Please, for the love of God, put your music on streaming services. I cannot take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. I'm popping in and lurking. Hi, Hitsu. I love, okay, my favorite Tatsuro Yamashita song is Love Space. Thanks, Hitsu. Love Space, beautiful song. It is literally my favorite song, but I also love Magic Ways also. God, he just makes like such good music. It is actively not on, like, it is not on any streaming service on purpose. I think if I had to guess, I think I read somewhere that it's because it's to drive up like CD sales, like for physical media, which I can get behind that. I can absolutely get behind that. But on the other hand, I want it. I want it on Spotify. Posture check, stretch. Oh my God. Just stretch out my spine. Oh my goodness. See ya. Okay, what do we got? Kagero Days. Yes, Kagero Days. Love Kagero Days. Bus Stop by the Hollies. Hell yeah. Since we're just adding anything. Wait, what is this song? Oh, I know what this song is. Not the song that's playing, but a song that I was looking at. Of course, I know what Running in the 90s is. Go Ohashi. Yes, deserved. Video Club. Okay, Video Club is so like my high school tastes, but consider delicious. Yeah, we'll put Blue Oyster Cult in there too. Why the fuck not? Why not? Going home soon. Oh, thank God. I'm so happy. Took me higher. If you want to see me. Yeah, this is miserable for me. It's over. It's over for me. I love this song too much. I try not to sing too much to the music that I play, simply because of that audio problem that I told you guys about earlier. But man, it's like fighting demons sometimes. What do we got here? Ooh, Ika-sama Life Game. Yes. This one cover of The Lost Ones Weeping. Yes. This, yes. That, yes. Every Sonic soundtrack, yes. You know what? I was gonna not put any Arctic Monkeys on there, but I love Arctic Monkeys, so fuck it, we're putting it on there. What are some other Arctic Monkeys that I already passed up? Oh, Do Me a Favor is like one of my favorite songs of all time. I love songs that hurt. My favorite. I'm just. You know what? Yeah. No. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Ooh, Junie and the Hut Friends. Completely forgot about them. Aisle 10. Aisle 10. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here, we're playing that song. Uh-huh. Ooh, Lonely from Bee and Puppy Cat. Ooh. Mayo Nakano Door is probably like I feel like that song is stitched into my soul. Ooh, Lights Off. Yes. It's been a while since I played Lights Off on stream. It's because I didn't know how to separate my audio tracks, so I would always get my VODs muted on YouTube. I wanna hold your hand. Oh, how could I have forgotten about Destroy Boys? God, I feel so fake. Ooh, Up. Up like the song by Worth the Kids, not like the movie. Nuh-uh. I hope okay, I hope when I do this kind of stuff, um ew, I just saw a song that's no longer on Spotify that like ew, God, I hate looking at that shit. Ugh. It's like getting flashbanged by your own past. That shit sucks. Anyway, I hope when I throw the shuffle button on this that it actually like, you know, offers like a good variety of music on my streams and it doesn't just like play um the same genre over and over depending on the day. Ooh, Fish in a Birdcage is a really good song. What else are we doing here? Um I think okay. I think for now we're good. We're okay. Are we okay? I think we're good for now. Right? I think we're good. That's really good for the new stream playlist. Let's hit the play button. Let's hit the play button and let's start the stream. Welcome to the first hour of Pippi Ananasa's stream time extravaganza. I am your host, Pippi Ananasa. And today I still don't have anything planned. I was vaguely thinking about playing Fortnite. Purely because I don't have that last Miku skin yet, and I'm kind of running out of time at this point. I don't know how much I have left to grab on it though. Pippi Ananasa's stream time extravaganza. That's what we're doing now. That's what the show is called. God, what do I do now? Like, I feel like I've done so much. Like, custom order, sort by title, 8 hour and 53 minute playlist in. Let's see here. 59 minutes and 158 track playlist in later. You could play a Pokemon game, says the girl who's going to play a Pokemon game. But you know what? Honest to God. Okay, so I am a Pokemon Black and White super fan, and I really was thinking about sometime soon starting like a Pokemon Black um playthrough. Nothing special, not like a Nuzlocke or anything, but like just to like, you know, enjoy my favorite mainline Pokemon game with you all. Um or maybe like gosh, okay, listen to me. Listen to me, chat. Okay. You guys know how jaded I am about newer Pokemon games, but I have been wondering lately if I'll be encouraged to finish games like Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet if I can get my Switch like capture card up and going again. If I can like, stream it, like have, my progress holding me accountable. On the other hand, we know how bad I am at finishing video games, so 50-50 on that one. Iffy there. Testing. There we go. Okay, perfect. There we go. I was like, I'm gonna test Spotify to actually play the music I put in and not just the same 40 songs in a different order. But it looks like we're doing okay so far. Oh. Scarlet and Violet is actually peak Pokemon and just has some technical issues. Okay. I borrowed my sister's copy of Pokemon Violet. And the camera pissed me off so much that I literally like I did not make it past the tutorial. I was like, I can't handle this shit anymore. I was having a moment. But I have considered playing Violet for stream multiple times, so maybe I'll actually do it. Because I know the one thing that I know about Violet is that it has a lot of characters and a lot of music that the community really loves, despite all of its technical issues. Plus, if I get some technical issues like on stream, that shit would be really funny. And it can just be a funny thing that we laugh at. I'm just, yeah. I'll think about it. I'll definitely think about it. Nimona is in that, and she's the best character in the whole franchise. As somebody who, as a child, thought like N was like the guy of all time, the best character to ever be written in fiction. I'll get back to you on that one. I was a Team Plasma and like fucking super fan. I think that was my first experience having a Blorbo. Like I talk about like how often I had the parasocial best friendship with Sonic as like from the moment I was born, from the moment I first looked at Sonic, I declared myself his one and only best friend. But like the Blorbo experience is entirely different. That's like you're rotating a guy around in your head. Guy, of course, being gender neutral in this instance. But you're rotating a little guy around in your head endlessly, like a microwave. I think honest to God, like that was probably N for me. N was probably my first Blorbo. That for like if I knew how to use Tumblr in like 2012, it would have been over for all of you. I feel like if I knew how to use Tumblr in 2012, I probably wouldn't be here. I probably would have gotten in some kind of trouble that would have prevented me from having an online career, because let's be real. Tumblr was rife with it was rife with joy and fandom connection, yes, but it was also rife with scandal. And I don't think I would have been able to resist the alert. I would have been like, hey everybody, contribute to my Kickstarter for my biologically accurate time-based Pokemon MMO. It's $100 million, and half of that money is going towards getting the license from Nintendo. And then like you come to find out like I spent all of that money on like Biscoff cookies. No updates. Like I just took the money and ran. There's some songs on Coffee and Ramen that I would love to hear Penny like remaster, and this is definitely one of them. I love this song. I can't believe that I'm alive. Ew, cheap viewers, gross, nasty, get banned. Goodbye. Likely ban evader, restricted. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of my chat. God, I don't even think that made it to the chat side. I think I just had like a Spider-Man stopping the train moment, preventing my chat from looking upon the visage of an evil bot. Maybe I should play a game. You know, oh, you know what? I know exactly what game I'm gonna play. I've been obsessed with Hololive Treasure Mountain lately, and it's the perfect game to just like relax and like yap to. And I've been thinking maybe I would stream it. But I think I might. Okay, I'm gonna get up and grab my controller real quick. Ooh, wait. Do I want to do that or do I want to play Sonic? I feel like I always have this issue. I love Sonic too much to let it go. By the way, the Steam spring sale is here, and once again, I'm broke as shit. Every single time a seasonal Steam sale comes around, Cyberpunk 2077 goes on sale for like $25, and it's never at a point where I can fucking afford it. God damn it. Let me just pull up Steam. What do we got here? I'm not looking at the spring sale. And here's what pisses me off. The spring sale always ends like the day before I get paid. Like, why do they do that? I hope they understand that if they held out for like one more Friday, unspeakable things. Unspeakable things. Let's see what on my fucking wish list is on sale and I can't afford it. Valhalla is on sale for $10. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Oh my god, thank you. Hello. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is $10. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is $7. I have $4 in my account, chat. Oh, I'm angry. I'm angry. Auto Mutation M, $13. No More Heroes, $10. I hate this. Spark Electric Jester 3, $12. Stray, $18. Persona 4 Golden, $12. Shin Megami Tensei 3, $15. Fields of Minstria, $11. Oh, I hate y'all. I hate you, Val. I hate you. Oh my god. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, $25. There's more. They're like everything. Signalis is 30% off. No Straight Roads is 75% off. Yeah, exactly. Every video game should be free forever. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega Mix Plus, $15. I can't believe this. This is... Yakuza Like a Dragon is only $10. What the fuck? Or Cyberpunk 2077 is $24. Crow Country is $13.99. You could have, yeah, because I got really mad. Yakuza Like a Dragon is $10. Oh, I almost had to like devolve into yelling again. This is a crime against me specifically. I can't believe this. Spider-Man Remastered is $30. What if I cried? What if I screamed and cried and threw up all over this chat? Fuck. Take me back and tear me apart. All right. I knew that was going to make me mad and I did it anyway. Take me back and tear me apart. Let me see here. I put 16 hours in Hololive Treasure Mountain. I was super obsessed with it right before I left for Japan, but I didn't think I played it that much. God damn. My only issue right now is that I would definitely play it, except for, I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm gonna play it for like 10 minutes and then get super duper bored. And I don't want this to be one of those streams where I'm just like hopping back and forth like endlessly. We're gonna close Steam. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close Steam. I want to do something where I can like keep the music on and just go. Ooh, what if I feel like I always resort to reading Wikipedia whenever I do like anything. However, what if we read Wikipedia? I love reading Wikipedia. My Tumblr blaze on yet? Hell yeah. My Tumblr blaze. Nice. Cool. Oh my god, the follower I just got was from my Tumblr blaze. Thank you. Let's go. I won't link my Tumblr because I blazed it on my personal Tumblr, so don't worry about it. But you know what? The Pippi on Anasa Tumblr's gotta come back. You know what? I'm down. I'm down. I'm down a social media platform with Twitter being fucked. So now it's literally just Blue Sky. Blue Sky and Discord, which by the way, fuck. Wait. I can do this. There we go. And also Discord. Join the Discord. What if we read the Wikipedia page for Yuri? Is there a Wikipedia page for Yuri? Oh wait. This is the wrong one. I haven't used that screen in ages. There we go. Okay. Window capture. Okay. Yuri. Ah, is there not dark mode for this shit yet? No longer need to capture cursor. Yurui. How could I fuck that up? Wait. Screen is all fucked up. There we go. Okay. Yurui does not exist. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yuri, Japanese Lily, also known by the Wasei Eigo construction girls love, is a genre of Japanese media focusing on intimate relationships between female characters. While lesbian relationships are a commonly associated theme, the genre is also inclusive to works depicting emotional and spiritual relationships between women that are not necessarily romantic or sexual in nature. Yuri is most commonly associated with anime and manga, though the term has been used to describe video games, light novels, and literature. Themes associated with Yuri originate from Japanese lesbian fiction of the early 20th century, notably the writings of Nobuko Yoshida, and literature in the Class S genre. Manga depicting female homoeroticism began to appear in the 1970s in the works associated with the Year 24 group, notably Ryoko Yamagishi and Ryoko Ikeda. I need to know what that is. The genre gained wider popularity beginning in the 1990s. The founding of Yuri Shimai in 2003 as the first manga magazine devoted exclusively to Yuri, followed by its successor Comic Yuri Hime in 2005, led to the establishment of Yuri as a discrete publishing genre and the creation... Does that say discrete? Is that what that word is? Discrete. Discrete? As a discrete publishing genre? Okay. And the creation of a Yuri fan culture. As a genre, Yuri does not inherently target single gender demographic, unlike its male homoerotic counterparts boys love, BL marketed towards a female audience, and gay manga marketed towards a gay male audience. Although Yuri originated as a genre targeted towards a female audience, Yuri works have been produced that target a male audience, such as manga from Comic Yuri Hime's male targeted sister magazine, Comic Yuri Hime S. sorry, hold on. I feel stupid. This, oh my god, I can't type. Discrete. Individually separate and distinct. Okay. I was thinking discrete the way Cherry spelled it, and I was like, what? That really got me. Fuck. Also, gross. Gross. You can't see it, but I'm circling this. Gross. Yuri, not for boys. Ever. Just kidding. I'm just joking. The word Yuri translates to lily and is a relatively common Japanese feminine name. White lilies have been used since the Romantic era of Japanese literature to symbolize beauty and purity in women and are the de facto symbol of the Yuri genre. This streamer hasn't heard of a himedashi. Oh god, hold on. Hold on, guys. I have to Google something. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't realize Fujoshi had like an opposing Happy Meal toy term. I didn't realize Fujoshi's had an arch nemesis, a mirrored, a twin mirror. Anyway, goodness gracious. In 1976, Ito Bungaku, editor of the gay men's magazine Barazoku, the Rose Tribe, used the term Yurizoku in reference to female characters of the magazine in a column of letters titled Yurizoku no Heya, Lily Tribe's Room. While not all women whose letters appeared in Yurizoku no Heya were lesbians, and it is unclear whether the column was the first instance of the term Yuri in this context, an association of Yuri with lesbianism subsequently developed. For example, the male romance magazine Allen began publishing Yuri Tsushin, Lily Communication, in July 1983 as a personal ad column for lesbians to communicate. Really? This is crazy. Wow. There's also Fudanshi and Himejoshi. I feel like I've heard the word Himejoshi before. I have not heard of either of the danshi terms though. The term came to be associated with lesbian pornographic manga beginning in the 1990s, notably through the manga magazine Ladies Comic Misuto. Ladies Comic Misuto, which heavily featured symbolic lily flowers. When the term lily began being used, when the term Yuri began being used in the West in the 1990s, it was similarly used almost exclusively to describe pornographic manga aimed at male readers featuring lesbian couples. Over time, the term drifted from this pornographic connotation to describe the portrayal of intimate love, sex, or emotional connections between women and became broadly recognized as a genre name for works depicting same-sex female intimacy in the mid-2000s, following the founding of the specialized Yuri manga magazines Yuri Shimai and Comic Yuri Hime. The Western use of Yuri subsequently broadened beginning in the 2000s, picking up connotations from the Japanese use. American publishing companies such as ALC Publishing and Seven Seas Entertainment have also adopted the Japanese usage of the term to classify their Yuri manga publications. In Korea and China, lily is used as a semantic loan from the Japanese usage to describe female-female romance media, which were a direct translation. Oh God. Were each use a direct translation of the term. Hold on a second. I absolutely despise when YouTubers are like, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that when this is literally free. No way that's how you say it. Pick up? Sure. This is specifically Chinese. Chinese. I don't know if it's traditional though. By he. There you go. Sorry, I just realized that y'all probably couldn't hear that, so my confusion was probably like really random and out of nowhere. Anyway, Google says that this word is pronounced something similar to pickup, which doesn't seem right, but okay. And then this is by he. Sorry. I know Chinese is a very like pronunciation driven language. Sorry is all I have to say. Lasse Ego Construction Girls Love, and its abbreviation GL, were adopted by Japanese publishers in the 2000s, likely as an antonym of the male-male romance genre boys love. While the term is generally considered synonymous with yuri, in rare cases it is used to denote yuri media that is sexually explicit, following the publication of the erotic yuri manga anthology Girls Love by Ichi Jinsha in 2011. However, this distinction is infrequently made, and yuri and girls love are almost always used interchangeably. In the 1990s, Western fans began to use the term shoujo-ai to describe yuri works that do not depict explicit sex. Its usage was modeled after the Western appropriation of the term shonen-ai, boy love, to describe BL works that do not feature sexually explicit content. In Japan, the term shoujo-ai is not used with this meaning and instead denotes pedophilic relationships between adult men and girls. How do you fuck that one up? Oh my god. Anyway. Before 1970. Whew. Among the first Japanese authors to produce works about love between women was Nobuko Yoshiya, a novelist active in the Taisho and Showa periods. Yoshiya was a pioneer in Japanese lesbian literature, including the early 20th century Class S genre. Her works popularized many of the ideas and tropes which drove the yuri genre for years to come. Class S stories depict lesbian attachments as emotionally intense yet platonic relationships. Historians would call them best friends. Destined to be curtailed by graduation from school, marriage, or death. Oh, that's so sad. Oh my god. She was just like writing the daily gay lives of everybody she knew at that point. Damn. The root of this genre is in part the contemporary belief that same-sex love was transitory and a normal part of female development, leading into heterosexuality and motherhood. Oh god, who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her? Oh my god. She's literally your mom. When you're like, oh man, I just feel this really strong attraction to girls. Like, I think I might be gay. And she like turns around and she goes, everybody experiences feelings towards the same sex. Like, you're just going through it right now. Like, come on, like everybody feels that. And you have to look at her like, Class S developed in the 1930s through Japanese girls' magazines, but declined as a result of state censorship brought by the Second Sino-Japanese War in 1937. Though homosexuality between girls would reemerge as a common theme in post-war shoujo manga, Class S gradually declined in popularity in favor of works that focused on male-female romances. Traditionally, Class S stories focus on strong emotional bonds between upperclassmen and an underclassman. Ooh, so like every like J-drama nowadays, where there's always like, I am the helpless young woman who is poor and stuck at a janitorial job at this stupid company, but oh my god, the CEO said he liked my dress today and he brought me lunch. What could this possibly mean? In rare cases, between a student and her teacher, oh god. Private all-girls schools are a common setting for Class S stories, which are depicted as an idyllic homosocial world reserved for women. Works in the genre focus heavily on beauty and innocence of their protagonists, a theme that will recur in yuri. Critics have alternatively considered Class S as a distinct genre from yuri, as a proto-yuri and a component of yuri. There's a part of me that is like a little bit irked by like the implications of Class S. Like, it's very old, you know. I don't necessarily like the idea that like, oh, you know, like being gay is just a phase that everyone goes through, and it, you know, like no happy endings ever. Because my true love has been married off to a nice businessman. And also sometimes I'm like in love with my teacher, but like also I am one of those people that's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let people indulge in whatever they want to fucking indulge in. I don't really care. If you're gonna write toxic doomed Yuri, you better make it capital T toxic and capital D doomed. Like I'm tired of pussyfooting shit. But then there's another part of me that's like, I don't like this. There's some implications here that like I think maybe it's like, oh my god, I like all day I've been totally fine, and then now I go to stream and I go to talk for a long period of time, and like my nose is stuffy. God. Anyway, but like I think it's like there's like a lack of like self-awareness perhaps that this Wikipedia article is sort of like that's the angle I get from this Wikipedia article, that like it's just like it feels like brainless and like for men still, you know, like the idea that like, yeah, no, lesbians are beautiful and pure and untouchable, but don't worry, you'll still be able to marry them after they graduate. Like, oh. Anyway, oh god, the next paragraph is called The Dark Age, so that'll give me plenty of positive things to talk about. In 1970, manga artist Masako Yashiro published the shoujo manga Shikureto Rabu, Secret Love, which focuses on a love triangle between two girls and a boy. Noted as the first non-class S manga to depict an intimate relationship between women, Secret Love is regarded by some scholars as the first work in the Yuri genre. As both Yashiro and Secret Love are relatively obscure and the work focuses in part on the male-female romance, most critics identify Shiroi Heia no Futari by Ryoko Yamagishi, published in 1971, as the first Yuri manga. The 1970s also saw shoujo manga that dealt with transgender characters and characters who blur the gender distinctions through cross-dressing, which was inspired in part by the Takarazuka Revue, an all-female theater troupe where the women play male roles. These traits are most prominent in Ryoko Ikeda's works, including The Rose of Versailles, Dear Brother, and Claudine. Okay, are we talking transgender good or transgender bad? Let me see here. Oh wait, this is oh god, Utena. This is the Utena artist, isn't it? Wait, I'm about to be so embarrassed if she did not write Utena. No, I don't think she did. Never mind. What did she write though? The Rose of Versailles, Dear Brother, Claudine. It looks a lot like Revolutionary Girl Utena. What is this about though? Let me see here. What's okay? Is there synopsis? Here we go. The Rose of Versailles follows the life of the Queen of France, Marie Antoinette, as the series progresses, it refocuses to a woman named Oscar Francois de Jar Binks, Jar Jai. Welcome home. As the youngest of 6 daughters, Oscar was raised like a man from birth by her military general father to succeed him as the commander of the royal guards of the Palace of Versailles. Oscar's friend and later lover, Andre, a commoner who is the grandson of her nanny, serves as her attendant. Interesting story. It's very story of evil. I'm scared to know what Dear Brother is about. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful art. Oh, this is so, oh gosh, I love it. Nanako Misono is a young high school freshman at the exclusive girls' school Seiron Academy. When she begins her first year at the school, she falls into a world of female rivalry, love, chaos, and heartbreak. She narrates the story of the series in a chain of letters to a young man named Takehiko Henmi, who she calls Oni-sama. In reality, Takehiko was her teacher at the cram school she went to earlier. Oh, fuck my life. Oh, fuck my life. She feels such a strong bond with Takehiko that she asks to continue corresponding with him. Takahiko agrees, and soon Nanako begins addressing him as brother in her letters. Ugh! When Nanako starts her new school year at the all-girl Seiran Academy, she is unexpectedly inducted into the school sorority despite having none of the looks, talents, or background needed to become a member. She's not like other girls. As the series progresses, she becomes involved in the lives of the Magnificent Three, the three most popular girls in school. Okay, wait, hold on. Does this turn gay? Question mark. As Nanako interacts with these women, she becomes attached to the great but troubled Rei Asaka, whom she wants to help but cannot get close to due to Rei's obsession with Fukiko Ichinomiya, the sorority's president. Nanako becomes friends with a beautiful and lonely young girl named Mariko Shinobu, who she is determined to get into the sorority and make Nanako her best friend at all costs. Meanwhile, Nanako has problems of her own. She is constantly being bullied by her peers due to her unlikely membership in the sorority, especially by one Aya Misaki, who feels like she should have been chosen for it. Throughout these problems, Nanako is supported by her childhood friend Tomoko, the athletic but secretly ailing Karo Orihara, the passionate and troubled Mariko Shinobu, and a correspondence with her quote-unquote brother, who just happens to have some secrets of his own. The series chronicles her first year at Seiran Academy as she uncovers the past due to past of some of the most popular girls in school, learning love, loss, and her own family secrets, including her true relationship with Takahiko. See, this whole paragraph is fantastic until they bring up Takahiko again. I almost forget. I'm like, oh my gosh, this has so much Yuri potential. Like, what if this was like a Yuri harem where like she was suddenly surrounded by all these girls and she like didn't know like what to do. She didn't know what to do. She was surrounded by all these girls. And like, you know, she was having feelings for the first time, and you have like the sporty one, and you have the emo one, and you have the troubled authority one, you know. But no, we have to keep coming back around to Takahiko over here, her teacher from middle school, who she just loved so much that she wanted to stay in letter contact with. God, whatever. We don't have to talk about this anymore. It's fine. Some shonen works of this period featured lesbian characters, though they were typically depicted as fan service and comic relief. Roughly a dozen Yuri manga were published from the 1970s to the early 1990s, with the majority being published in the 1970s. Most of these stories were tragedies which focus on doomed relationships that end in separation or death. Sorry, hold on. Need to like I should go blow my nose, but I don't know where the nearest tissue in my home is, so I just had to like sound like Squidward for a little bit. Owing to the small number of works published during this period and their generally tragic focus, Yuri Shimai has referred to the 1970s and 1980s as the dark age of Yuri. Several theories have emerged to explain the bias towards tragic narratives present in this period. Writer and translator Frederick L. Schroeder notes that the majority of shoujo manga published during this period were tragic, regardless of whether or not they were Yuri. James Welker of Kanagawa University argues that these narratives represent a form of lesbian panic, where the character, and by extension the author, refuses their own lesbian feelings and desires. Verena Macer suggests that the decline of Class S removed the only context in which intimate relationships between women were possible, while Yukari Fujimoto suggests that patriarchal forces were responsible for the tragic endings in these stories. Chad, what do y'all think? Why do you think gay people stopped existing briefly in the 1980s and do not say AIDS crisis? By the 1990s, tragic story formulas in manga had declined in popularity. 1992 saw the release of two major works of the development of Yuri, Jukai Mino Jukai by Wakuni Akisato, which began to move the genre away from tragic outcomes and stereotyped dynamics, and the anime adaptation of Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi, the first mainstream manga anime series to feature a positive portrayal of a lesbian relationship with the coupling of Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune. The immense popularity of Sailor Moon allowed the series to be adapted into anime, films, and exported internationally, significantly influencing the shoujo and yuri genres. Uranus and Neptune became popular subjects of doujinshi and contributed to the development of yuri doujinshi culture. The success of Sailor Moon significantly influenced the development of Yuri, and by the mid 1990s, anime and manga featuring the intimate relationships between women enjoyed mainstream success and popularity. Sailor Moon director Kunihiko Ikuhara went on to create Revolutionary Girl Utena. There it is, finally. Goodness, there she is. A shoujo anime series with female same-sex relationships as a central focus. The period also saw the revival of the Class S genre through the best-selling light novel series Maria Sama ga Miteru, which, God, I can only imagine what the plot of that is. No, where's the synopsis? The story focuses on a group of teenage girls attending the Catholic Lillian Girls Academy in Tokyo, Japan. Oh God, everybody knows that anybody who goes to Catholic school does not come out Catholic, and more than likely they do come out gay. The storyline largely revolves around the lives and close relationships of the school student council known as the Yamayuri Council. Ha ha ha. Yamayuri. They go to the Lillian Girls Academy. Am I right, fellas? Am I right? Which by 2010 had 5.4 million copies in print. Another prominent author of this period is Kaho Nakayama, active since the early 1990s with works involving love stories among women. The first Japanese magazine specifically targeted towards lesbians, many of which contained sections featuring yuri manga, also emerged during this period. Stories in these magazines ranged from high school romance to lesbian life and love, and featured varying degrees of sexual content. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I do need to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. Granted, I have had my windows open literally all day long. However, I'm not really sure why it's like right now that my nose is starting to get all like what's the word? Stuffy. I was gonna say puffy, and I was like, not quite. Anyway, I blew my nose so hard my face turned red. Okay. Faced with a proliferation of stories focused on homosociality, homoeroticism, and female homosexuality, some publishers sought to exploit the Yuri market by creating manga magazines dedicated to the genre, coalescing around Yuri as the preferred name for this genre in response to its popularity in doujinshi culture. In 2003, Yuri Tengoku and Yuri Shimai launched as the first manga magazines devoted exclusively to Yuri. This was followed by the female reader-oriented comic Yuri Hime in 2005 and the male reader-oriented comic Yuri Hime S in 2007. The two magazines merged under the title Comic Yuri Hime in 2010. Stories in these magazines dealt with a range of themes, from intense emotional connections, such as those depicted in Voiceful, to sexually explicit schoolgirl romances like those portrayed in First Love Sisters, and realistic tales about love between adult women such as those in The Conditions of Paradise. What's that one? That one sounds reasonable. I'm just using this as like a Yuri recommendation. Like Serena and Sumi are best friends and total opposites. Serena is an organized office worker, while Sumi is a carefree, traveling freelance writer. Despite their different lifestyles, the two have remained close, with Serena always offering Sumi a place to crash in between traveling. However, their relationship is tested as they navigate between being friends with benefits and having genuine feelings for each other. Ah. Wait, that sounds cute. That sounds adorable. Some of these subjects, as some of the more like Yuri. Some of these subjects are seen in male-targeted works of this period as well, sometimes in combination with other themes, including mecha and science fiction. Examples Examples include a series such as Kanazuki no Miko, Blue Drop, and Kashimashi, Girl Meets Girl. In addition, the male-targeted stories make extensive use of moe and bishoujo characterizations. What rabbit hole is this today? We are currently reading the Wikipedia page on Yuri. The publication of Yuri magazines had the effect of nurturing Yuri culture that influenced artists to create works depicting female same-sex relationships. Further, articles in these magazines contributed to the history of the genre by retroactively labeling certain works as Yuri, thus developing a historical canon of the Yuri genre. Specifically, Verena Macer notes that in her analysis of issues of Yuri Shimai, Comic Yuri Hime, and Comic Yuri Hime S, published from 2003 to 2012, that 8 of the 10 most referenced series in magazines that predate to the oh my fucking god. Okay. Specifically, Verena Macer notes in her analysis of issues of Yuri Shimai, Comic Yuri Hime, and Comic Yuri Hime S, published from 2003 to 2012, that 8 of the 10 most referenced series in magazines predate the 2003 formalization of Yuri as a publishing genre. Apurozu Kasai, Sakura no Sono, Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, Revolutionary Girl Itana, Maria-sama ga Miteru, Loveless, and Strawberry Marshmallow. Strawberry Marshmallow, 2002 to present. 2002 to present? That's like 23 years. I mean, like, yeah, lesbians last a lot longer than 23 years, but like, that's a long time to write one story. This is like the One Piece of Yuri. Hello? This is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Barasui about the adventures of 4 elementary school girls. How long are they in elementary school? And their older sister figure. It began serialization, blah, blah, blah. It was adapted into an anime television series and a PlayStation 2 video game. Oh, for a sec, I saw like the shade of the blue suit, and I thought like the picture for like anime on Wikipedia was Phoenix Wright. So brain rotted. 3 original video animation episodes were later released from February to April 2007. Another 2-episode OVA project titled Ichigo Mashimoto Encore was released in 2009. The manga's tagline is "Cute is Justice." Oh, is that where it comes from? There's an unrelated manga by Toko Mizuno with a similar title of Ichigo Mashumato. Wait, so this is Ichigo Mashimato. Ichigo Mashimato versus Ichigo Mashumato. Damn. That's like Under Pressure versus Ice Ice Baby. God damn. I'm a little concerned that this Yuri manga that's been running for 22 years surrounds elementary school girls, but we'll let it slide. I mean, okay, technically a lot of these, okay, I was gonna say a lot of these, but technically not every series in this list is like bona fide Yuri. Like Sailor Moon has Yuri in it. I would not consider Sailor Moon a Yuri. Usagi's bisexual as fuck though. That's a bicon if I've ever fucking seen one. Like this doesn't, like, it doesn't have to be straight Yuri. I'm not sure. Anyway, unrelated. 2010s to present, genre diversification. While schoolgirl romances remained popular into the 2010s and 2020s, notably Kase-san, Citrus, Bloom Into You, and Whisper Me a Love Song, Yuri works during this period began to incorporate new genres, themes, and subject material. The mid-2010s saw Yuri works expand into genres such as science fiction and isekai, as well as the formalization of the Shakajin Yuri, member of Society Yuri, as a subgenre focused on stories involving adult women. Where do I read more of that? The growth of digital platforms like Pixiv, Twitter, Shosetsuka Ninado allowed for the creation of widespread distribution of Yuri works outside of the traditional manga magazine and doujinshi printing. My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness from 2016 was originally published as a webcomic, while the Yuri fantasy works Exiled, Roll Over and Die, and I'm in Love with the Villainess mentioned, began as web novels on Shosetsuka and Minato before being adapted into other mediums. Yuri stories by openly lesbian creators often also became more prominent, such as My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness. The genre of comic essays, stories that focus on the author's life experience, have also become popular, including the aforementioned My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness and Hiranashi Mieri's The Moment I Realized I Wasn't Straight. Concepts and themes. Intimacy between women. Yuri, as a genre, depicts intimate relationships between women, a scope that is broadly defined to include romantic love, intense friendship, spiritual love, and rivalry. While lesbianism is a theme commonly associated with Yuri, not all characters in Yuri media are necessarily non-heterosexual. Welker states that the question of whether Yuri characters are lesbians is a very complicated issue. Characters in Yuri works frequently do not define their sexual orientation in explicit terms, and the matter is instead left to reader interpretation. So when they kiss sloppy style on the page, you're supposed to think critically about whether or not they could or could not be lesbians. Rika Takashima notes that Western and Japanese fans often have differing expectations for the level of intimacy depicted in Yuri, which she ascribes to cultural differences between the groups. She notes that Yuri works that enjoy international popularity tend to be explicit and focused on cute girls making out with each other, while Japanese fans have a propensity for reading in between the lines, picking up on subtle cues, and using their own imaginations to weave rich tapestries of meaning from small threads. God damn, that was kind of a dunk, I'm not gonna lie. Lack of genre and demographic exclusivity. Though Yuri has been historically and thematically linked to shoujo manga since its emergence in the 1970s, Yuri works have been published in all demographic groups for manga, not only shoujo, but also josei, shonen, and seinen. Shoujo Yuri works tend to focus on fanciful and fairy tale inspired narratives that idolize Takarazuka review inspired girl prince characters, while Yuri works in the josei demographic tend to depict same sex female couples with a greater degree of realism. Shonen and seinen manga, conversely, tend to use Yuri to depict relationships between innocent schoolgirls and predatory lesbians. Everybody say it. Schoolgirls and predatory lesbians. God damn it. Manga magazines dedicated exclusively to Yuri tend not to conform to any one specific demographic and are thus inclusive of content ranging from schoolgirl romances to sexually explicit content. Often, works that are perceived and categorized as Yuri in Japan are not regarded as such by international audiences. For example, while in the West Sailor Moon is regarded as a magical series with some Yuri elements, in Japan, the series is regarded by Yuri magazines as a monumental work of the genre. Oops, my bad. I self-reported literally 2 minutes ago. My bad. My mistake. The Sailor Moon example further illustrates how fans, rather than publishers or creators, often determine whether a work is Yuri. Sailor Moon was not conceived as a Yuri manga or anime, but became a Yuri text based on how the work was interpreted and consumed by Yuri fans. Yuri works generally do not depict graphic sex scenes, unlike Boys Love and Yaoi, where explicit depictions of sexual acts are commonplace and stories typically climax with the central couple engaging in anal intercourse. Sexual acts, I'm not going to laugh because I read the words anal intercourse. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to giggle even a little bit. Sexual acts in Yuri are rarely more explicit than kissing and the caressing of breasts. Kazumi Nagaike of Oita University argues that this general avoidance of sex does not mean that female sexual desire is affected in Yuri, but rather that the absence of sex clearly derives from the importance of which is placed on the spiritual female-female bond. Crimson Rose and Candy Girl. The majority of Yuri stories published in the 1970s and 80s were tragedies focused on... Okay, let me tell you guys something. This is, oh God, I'm going to say this out loud and it's going to sound so stupid, but I'm shaking my head because God, okay. I heard in a queso video that if you shake your head instead of shaking your limbs when they fall asleep, it can make them wake up faster. I don't think that's true though, so I'm just going to stand up and stop embarrassing myself. Okay. The majority of Yuri stories published in the 1970s and 1980s were tragedies focused on doomed relationships that end in separation or death. Yukari Fujimoto, a manga scholar at Meiji University, notes that the tragic plot of Shiroi Heia no Futari became common Yuri story archetype that she dubs the Crimson Rose and Candy Girl. These stories depict Candy, a physically smaller character with lighter hair and naive personality, who admires Rose, who is generally taller, with long dark hair and a serious demeanor. The characters bond over common unhappiness, usually originating from their respective home lives. The attachment between Candy and Rose becomes the subject of rumors or even blackmail, even while Candy and Rose grow to acknowledge that their relationship has become romantic. The story concludes with Rose dying in order to protect Candy from scandal. While tragic story formulas in Yuri declined in popularity in the 1990s, the Rose and Candy archetypes continue to influence contemporary Yuri stories, particularly those that depict senpai and kohai relationships such as Bloom into You. Just took my girl pills, I'm turning into Yuri. Whoa! Tachi and Neko. In Japanese lesbian culture, the participants in a lesbian relationship are occasionally referred to as tachi or top, derived from tachiyaku, the male role in kabuki, which designates the active participant, and neko, which designates the submissive participant. This distinction is comparable to that of the seme and the uke distinction in BL, or the butch and the femme distinction in broader lesbian culture. Characters in contemporary Yuri rarely conform to these dichotomies, though the dynamic of an active partner and a passive partner that the Tachi and Neko distinction represents does recur in the genre. Are we going to get like a whole list of Yuri works? No, what the fuck? Almost done though. Give me a second. I don't have any water nearby. Yummy, yummy. Okay. In the mid-1990s and early 2000s, some Japanese lesbian lifestyle magazines contained manga sections, including the now-defunct magazines Anise, Pirne, and Carmilla, an erotic lesbian publication, released an anthology of lesbian manga called Girls Only. Additionally, Mist, a ladies' comic manga magazine, contains sexually explicit lesbian-themed manga as part of a section dedicated to lesbian interest topics. The first publication marketed exclusively as Yuri was Sun Magazine's manga anthology magazine Yuri Shimai, which was released between June 2003 and November 2004 in quarterly installments, ending with only 5 issues. After the magazine's discontinuation, Comic Yuri Hime was launched by Ichijinsha in July 2005 as a revival of the magazine, containing manga by many of the authors who had work serialized in Yuri Shimai. Like its predecessor, Comic Yuri Hime was also published quarterly, but went on to release bi-monthly on odd months from January 2011 to December 2016, after which it became monthly. A sister magazine to Comic Yuri Hime, named Comic Yuri Hime S, was launched as a quarterly publication by Ichijinsha in June 2007. Unlike either Yuri Shimai or Comic Yuri Hime, Comic Yuri Hime S was targeted towards a male audience. However, in 2010, it was merged with Comic Yuri Hime. Ichijinsha published light novel adaptations from Comic Yuri Hime works and original Yuri novels under the shoujo light novel line Ichijinsha Bunko Iris, starting in July of 2008. Maybe there's literally a link right there that says list of Yuri works. Where? Holy shit. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go, baby. This is all I ever wanted out of life. Every Yuri, every published ever. Yuri. Okay, back to the article. Once Comic Yuri Hime helped establish the market, several other Yuri anthologies were released, such as Yuri Koi Girl's Love Story, Mebae, Yuri Drill, Yuri plus Kanojo, and Eclair. Hobunsha and Shinshokan also published their own Yuri magazines, Tsubomi and Hirari, respectively, with Tsubomi running from February 2009 to December 2012 for a total of 21 issues, and Hirari running from April 2010 to July 2014 for a total of 14 issues. After a successful crowdfunding campaign, the creator-owned Yuri anthology magazine Galette was launched in 2017. Yeah, of course. A fully comprehensible list of like every Yuri ever written would be absolutely insane, but y'all want some recommendations. Get to getting. The first company to release lesbian-themed manga in North America was Yuri Khan's publishing arm, ALC Publishing. Their works include Rika Takashima's Rikate Kanji and their annual Yuri manga anthology, Yuri Monogatari, both of which were published in 2003. The latter collects stories by American, European, and Japanese creators, including Akiko Morishima, Althea Keaton, Christina Kolhe, Tomomi Nakasora, and Eriko Tadeno. These works range from fantasy stories to more realistic tales dealing with themes such as coming out and sexual orientation. Besides ALC Publishing, the Los Angeles-based Seven Seas Entertainment also has incurred the genre with the English version of the well-known titles such as Kashimachi Girls Meets Girl, Strawberry Panic. Kashimachi Girl Meets Girl and Strawberry Panic. On October 24, 2006, Seven Seas announced the launch of their specialized Yuri manga line, which includes titles such as Strawberry Panic, The Last Uniform, and comic Yuri Hime's compilations such as Voiceful and First Love Sisters. Between 2011 and 2013, the now-defunct J-Manga released several Yuri titles to its digital subscription platform before terminating the service on March 13, 2013, Erasure. As of 2017, Viz Media and Yen Press have been publishing Yuri manga, with Tokyo Pop following in 2018. Kodansha Comics announced its debut to publishing both Yuri and BL manga in 2019, as well as digital manga, launching a new imprint specializing in Yuri Doujin manga. Strawberry Panic has a PS2 visual novel. Interesting. As Yuri gained further recognition outside of Japan, some artists began creating original English language manga that were labeled as Yuri or having Yuri elements and subplots. Early examples of original English language Yuri comics include Steady Beat by Rivka Lafille and 12 Days by June Kim, which were published in 2005 and 2006. Additionally, more English developed visual novels and indie games have marketed themselves as Yuri games. Some of these games include Highway Blossoms and Heart of the Woods, both developed by Studio Elan. This aided the Yuri Game Jam, a game jam established in 2015 that takes place annually. Ooh, Yuri Game Jam. I kind of want to look at a Yuri Game Jam. By the mid-2010s, Yuri video games have also began to officially be translated into English. In 2015, Manga Gamer announced that they would be releasing A Kiss for the Petals, the first license of a Yuri game to have an English translation. Manga Gamer went on to publish The Kindred Spirits on the Roof in 2016, which was one of the first adult visual novels to be released uncensored on the Steam store. Damn, they be taking records. While Yuri originated in female-targeted works, the genre has evolved over time to also target a male audience. Various studies have been undertaken to examine the demography of Yuri fandom. The first magazine to study the demographics of readers was Yuri Shimai, who estimated that the proportion of women at almost 70%, that the majority of them were either teenagers or women in their 30s who were already interested in shoujo and BL manga. In 2008, Ichi Jinsha made a demographic study for its two magazines, Comic Yuri Hime and Comic Yuri Hime S, the first being targeted to women and the second to men. The study reveals that women accounted for 73% of the Comic Yuri Hime readership, while Comic Yuri Hime S men accounted for 62%. That's crazy. Oh my god. The publisher noted, however, that the readers of the latter magazine also tended to read the first, which led to their merger in 2010. Regarding the age of women for Comic Yuri Hime, 27% of them were under 20 years old, 27% were between 20 and 24, 23 were between 25 and 29, and 23% over 30 years old. As of 2017, the ratio between men and women is said to have shifted to about 6-4, thanks in part to the Comic Yuri Hime S merge and the mostly male readership Yuru Yuri brought with it. Wait, Yuru Yuri is mostly read by men? Yes, I want cheese bread. Sorry. I had to make a really weird noise with my nose. Anyway. I think what we can learn from this is that women love Yuri. I'd be really upset if women didn't like Yuri. I'm not gonna lie. Could you imagine waking up in a world where like women didn't like Yuri? I don't think I'd want to live in that world. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know it. I've heard of the show. I don't think I've ever seen it. Anyway. Marina Mazer conducted a study of Japanese Yuri fandom demographics between September and October 2011. This study, mainly oriented towards the Yuri Komyu community and the social network Mixi, received a total of 1,352 valid responses. This study found that 52.4% of respondents were women, 46.1% were men, and 1.6% did not identify with either gender. The sexuality of the participants was also requested, separated into two categories, heterosexual and non-heterosexual. The results were as follows. 39.5% were heterosexual men, 30% were non-heterosexual heterosexual women, 15.2% were heterosexual women, and 4.7% were non-heterosexual men, and 1.2% identified as other. Regarding age, 69% of respondents were between 16 and 25 years old. Macer's studies reinforced the notion of the Yuri fandom being split somewhat equally between men and women, as well as highlighting the differing sexualities within it. Let's see. What do we got here? How much longer do I have to read statistics? Okay. The relationship between Yuri and lesbianism is tenuous in Japan. While Yuri is strongly associated with lesbianism in Japan in the 1970s and 80s, the correlation between the terms has weakened over time. Yaoi couple, Yuri couple, regular couple, I see no difference. Love is love. Though Japanese fans, journalists, and publishers recognize that Yuri and lesbianism share common characteristics, they can specifically segregate the terms as concepts, with comic Yuri Hime editor Seitaro Nakamura stating that in general, Yuri is not about lesbians. Rezubian. Yuri is not about lesbians, Rezubian with a carnal relationship. What the fuck? What? Lesbian. Okay, all right. They are for some reason they are Romanizing the word lesbian right here. In general, Yuri is not about lesbians with a carnal relationship. Japanese lesbian and queer magazines in the 1990s often opposed the conflation of Yuri with lesbianism, likely due to its prior connotation with male-oriented pornography. Aaron Subramian of the Yuri... Oh my god, Aaron Subramian... Subramian? I think it's Subramian. Of Yuricon explains that most Japanese people see the term lesbian as describing either abnormal people in pornography or strange people in other countries. Macer concurs that Yuri is a genre primarily focused on the ideals of beauty, purity, innocence, and spirituality before sexual identity. Focus is placed on the connection between hearts rather than the connection between bodies. Nagaike notes in her analysis of letters published in comic Yuri Hime that many female readers in the magazine identify as heterosexual. She does argue, wait a minute, doesn't that directly like go against the numbers that we just read? Many female readers of the magazine identify as heterosexual, and she thus argues that Yuri is more closely aligned with homosociality than it is with homosexuality, even if the two concepts are not mutually exclusive. Macer analyzes the contradictory sources and concludes that the line between Yuri and lesbian/homosexuality is blurry. She notes that in her sources, the term lesbian is used in many instances, but that it's almost never made clear exactly. I'm sorry. The term lesbian is used in many instances, but that it's almost never made clear what exactly it's referring to. Probably the lesbians, ma'am. Like, I don't know. It says lesbian. What could that possibly be referring to? Girl, get serious right now. Nagaike argues that Yuri is a byproduct of Shoujo Kyodotai, community of girls, which formed in pre-war all-girls schools in Japan. Isolated from the influence of patriarchy, adolescent girls created shoujo culture that used Class S literature to disseminate and share homosocial cultural codes. Though this culture was significant in informing girls' attitudes about femininity and independence, it was ultimately Ephemeral. Upon leaving the single-sex school environment, girls became subject to patriarchal expectations of marriage and family. As mixed-sex education became more common in the post-war era and Class S literature declined as the means to disseminate homosocial bonds, cross-dressing and BL emerged as primary modes in literature for women to criticize. Oh, God. As mixed-sex education became more common in the post-war era and Class S literature declined as a means to disseminate homosocial bonds, cross-dressing and BL emerged as primary modes in literature for women to criticize and resist patriarchy. The emergence of Yuri allowed for a return to the Class S style. Homosociality, and homosexuality is a component. Thus, Nakaike asserts that Yuri does not conform to the political vision of lesbianism espoused by philosophers like Monique Wittig that sees lesbianism as overthrowing the political and sociological interpretation of women's identity. Rather, Yuri is closer to Adrienne Rich's version of a lesbian continuum that seeks to overthrow compulsory heterosexuality. Goodness gracious, that took 8 years for me to read. How do you feel about this article, Chad Poles? I think for the most part it is fine. You know, it's very informational and non-biased. But towards the end there, I was kind of like, girl, come on. Come on now. There's some takes in here that I think are very, like, historians would call them best friends. I understand the interpretation of Yuri in the West versus in Japan, where it was, like, you know, made and has a long history, is definitely different. But also, some people should probably talk to a gay person. What do we got? I'm getting emails. Oh, they don't matter to me. They do not matter to me. All right. What do we got? That is the Wikipedia page on Yuri. We've been going for like 2 hours now. I don't want to just dip because that would feel very, like, abrupt. Everybody in the world should talk to at least one gay person at least once. I should hope that everybody in the world talks to more than one gay person. And if you are gay and you engage in talking to yourself, then man, you're on fire. What if we read a Yuri manga? What if we did like a dramatic reading? That's a great idea. I don't know. Listen, my limit back in the day used to be about 2 hours. You could expect a 2-hour stream out of Pippi on Anasa. However, number one, I don't necessarily want to do like, I don't necessarily want to have like a 2-hour cutoff, and like, but also number two, point B, I do need to get some deliveries done, and it is 6:30 right now, so I am going to kind of miss the dinner rush. However, I do get a little bit higher pay if I go out after dinner. I don't really know why, but you know, I had to blow my nose again. What the heck? Okay, whose art is this? I need to know whose art was good enough to make it onto the Wikipedia page for Yuri. Good job. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, I'm so hungry. That's mine. Sorry. I was gonna say something, but I'm not only am I forgetting the minute it's coming out, I didn't want to like bully you. Pato, can you draw Yuri in celebration for reading the Wikipedia page about Yuri to chat? Can you draw girls kissing? I'm interested in this one, The Conditions of Paradise. This sounded very cute. I'm not gonna lie, part of the reason why I've never read or watched Yuri is because the eyes freak me out. This was the girly who invented the Class S genre. God. The art is by YKKB on DeviantArt. Ask them a follow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I would be floored if my art made it onto a Wikipedia page to represent an entire genre. The Year 24 group. God. I'm trying to find one that's like not too long, you know? Why am I suddenly stuffy? I'm gonna cry. Oh, why am I so hungry? Chat, I'm starving. Wait, wait, chat, wait. I have chicken nuggets. Chat, I have chicken nuggets. Chat, I have chicken nuggets. Oh, but I need to work. Ah! Do you understand why I've been so stressed out lately? Like I need to go do work so that I can have money to pay for my what the fuck do you call it? To pay rent, to pay my bills, because my upcoming paycheck is not gonna be that much. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. My upcoming paycheck is gonna be shit. It's gonna be so bad. In addition, okay, so I have to deal with my Dookie paycheck coming up, right? Okay, that comes in on Friday, right? Then the following Saturday, I need to make absolutely sure I have $200 on hand to take my kitty to the vet. Is it really 82 degrees out right now? What the fuck? No, okay. According to my phone, which is smarter than my computer, it's only 72 degrees. I wish I could afford to give you several $1,000s. That would be nice of you. It's never required. But thank you for the sentiment. I really appreciate it. If you had thousands of dollars and you were gracious and generous enough to give it to me, I would be so thankful. I would be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so stuffy. I'm so stuffy for no reason. So my sister works at a daycare, and she just sent us a picture of like a kid's backpack, not attached to the kid, like it's on the ground. Yeah, any oil barons in chat that can end me that can lend me a hand. Listen, I am open to billionaire Chad pulls. Granted that you share a little bit. Come on now. If I am your source, if you have millions of dollars and I'm your source of entertainment and you're just swimming in money and you don't know what to do with it, give it to me so I can continue to be your source of entertainment. See, I'm going to end stream in the next couple minutes because I have to go out and I have to earn money. If I didn't have to do that, I wouldn't end stream. So if you're a Chadpool with millions of dollars, you can contribute millions of dollars right now. Exclamation point tip or exclamation point donate in chat. And you can keep the stream going. Anyway, my sister has sent me a picture of a bootleg, it seems, Aristocats backpack that has a pink bow on it. And it's like the little white cat, like the baby white cat, except she's a yellow bow, and there's a bubble that says, I really like the beautiful stars in my dream, and a heart at the bottom that says, the cat is my love. Yeah, give Pibby enough money that's financially safe for me to quit my job live on stream. Please pass me like $3 million right now so I can call my manager and say, hey, the jig is up. Hey, man, if I had you know what? If I suddenly got $1 million, that's exactly what I would do. I would quit my job and I would invest all 1 million of those dollars into like producing videos and streaming all the time. And I would basically brute force my entertainment career. I would not fail because failure is not an option because I got $1 million and I quit my job. Teehee. Teehee teehee. Who's even streaming right now? Bow. Bow 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 bow. Oh, creator dashboard. That's how we do it. I completely forgot how fucking Twitch works. Okay. So sorry to cut this so short, but I do need to get something to eat and go work. I wish I would have gotten started earlier, but you know, whatever. I appreciate y'all being here. We rated Cookie last time. But you know what? Minori Nyabe is live, so is that somebody on the stream has a live 2D model of Jane Doe from Zenless Zone Zero, so that's fun, I guess. Who knows? Okay. We're gonna raid them. All right. Thank you everybody for coming out today. Pass me a follow if you haven't already. You can follow me on Blue Sky and join my Discord server for stream updates. I'll try to be more active, you know. Like I said, I'm hoping to get things started come April. However, until then, I've been Pipion Anasa, and that's all you need, or something like that. Remember to be kind to yourselves and each other. Get up, go pee, drink lots of water, and I will see you guys next time. Bye 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 bye.